boy, good evening. Happy Friday to all of you guys and gals. And I hope you guys had a fantastic Friday, end of the work week, finally to the weekend. And it was actually my Friday too. So hello to everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your afternoon, your evening, and the rest of your weekend will go as planned. So I'd like to say, first off, I would like to reminisce through my members. Some of these were gifted by a few people, but I do want to mention Only Oscars, a Moneyless Maven, Mexicali, Jim's Fish, L's Fish Tanks, Shiny Caglion. That's my friend Tim. Pure and Shrimple, Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Aquarium Fantasy, and Salient Aquatics. Those are all my current members. So the people that joined and for the people that gifted, I want to say a shout out thanks to all those people that are on there and continuing to do so. So I appreciate that. Brandon Lightcap, I'm assuming your name is Brandon, or is that how you spell it? Do you pronounce it Brandon or Branton? Let me know. But thanks for coming in. Looks like we have Jesse and Marie here as my moderators to help keep things flowing and to help me out throughout the chat. So if anyone has any questions, they can help me out with it. Long story short, I wanted to make sure that I had some moderators on here. So like I said, I want to personally thank Marie and Jesse for being here. So that way we can do some troll watching. But long story short, my last live stream, it was really quick. It was really random. So I just did it on my phone. And there was an individual on there that the things that they were saying were not very family friendly per se. So I reported him, but I couldn't figure out how to do anything else. And I didn't have any mods at the time. So that's why I wanted to make sure this time that we were able to keep an eye on things, keep things flowing. If there's anything else that pops out to anyone, that they can help me take care of things and keep the stream moving. So I appreciate all that. But so Empire of Dirt is here. Hello. Marie is here. Of course, the Fish Fam link is here. We have Brandon Lightcap, Jerome. Thanks for coming in. Who else do we got on here? This is a 4K. The only thing that I thought about doing, I was trying this 4K because it's one of the things that I paid for, but I don't know if my laptop can handle the 4K. So if it's still laggy, let me know. And if it's really bad, then I might have to switch it to the other version so that way it's not so laggy. So keep me posted on how good it is, if you have an audio and visual, if that's all good. Okay, so I might have to switch this to the 1080. So give me a second to do this, and I will be right back. So that way we can have a smooth transition here. Okay, so hopefully this is better. Can you guys see me now? Sorry about this. I had to switch my camera around. You'll see this little doohickey thing for the autofocus. See it follow my finger around. Okay. No, I have really fast internet, actually. I have 500 megabytes per second here, Jesse. But you guys, yeah, it was bad. So hopefully you guys can see me now. It seems like it's a little bit smoother. I just think, honestly, it's my laptop. Let me see if it works here. Because it did freeze for a minute. Can you guys see everything? Or are we still frozen? Hello, Els Fish and Skull Aquatics. Can you guys see me now? Am I still frozen? So this is Curtis. Curtis is Skull Aquatics. That's right. I might be a little behind, so we're going to get through this. So Henry, thanks for coming in. Aquarium Fantasy. I hope you guys can see me okay. I had to switch it to 1080 instead of 4K because it seems like my laptop cannot handle it. So can you guys still see me? Everything looking okay? Empire of old people. Yeah, I'm just hoping that you guys can all hear and see me okay, and hopefully it's not frozen still. So just let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. And that you can see me and hear me and all that sort of thing. They are not good for the basement. What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean like the Wi-Fi? Yeah, I would have to literally bring a hardwire fed down here, and it would probably help. Marie, what is Cray scars on you? What does that mean? Sorry if I'm not understanding you guys. But I was like I said, I was trying to do the 4K, but it doesn't seem. Okay, Els Fish is David. Okay, thank you. So welcome in, David. He was the one that said Empire of Old People. But can you guys see me then? I'm not frozen anymore, I hope. Let me know in the comments real quick. Okay, cool. Thank you, Curtis. So it seems either I'm going to have to get something hardwired into my laptop at some point, and that would take some work because I would have to go because where my internet is, it's all the way upstairs in a room that's way opposite direction. So I'd have to get that situated somehow, and then either that or I'd have to, because I have really fast internet, like I said, with Wi-Fi. And the only way I could probably figure this out is if I could get another. We have those nodes. I forget the exact name for them, but you can basically place them in various parts of your house, so that way you get more signal to where you need to. So I could just buy another one of those and set it down here in the basement, since it would be like the live stream would go a little bit better since I'd be closer to it, and I could directly connect that because there's hardwire connections for those too as well. So yeah, it's good that everything's working now. But like I said before, on my last live stream, it was very random. So I just want to make sure that we have a couple of people keeping an eye on things, and that you guys can continue chatting throughout the chat, and we'll go from there. Hey, what's up, George? Hey, Swiffle. Swiffle's in here too. Cool. Nice to see you, and thanks, George, for coming in. I actually have a surprise for you guys for part of my video. And once we get things rolling, I'm hoping it'll all work out, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I kind of like planned this out like at the last minute, but I was able to figure out how to share my screen on here. So what we're going to do together, okay, so I'm not frozen. Okay, cool. What we're going to do tonight is, after we get the chat rolling and get a few things taken care of, I brought up a screen share on here, and maybe that's part of the reason why it's laggy too, which kind of sucks. But we are going to watch together my very first YouTube video that I ever made. Also, before I forget, I want to let you guys know that I'm also streaming on Facebook. And I don't know who all has added me on Facebook, or if any of you guys who have it, but this is my first time linking my Facebook account with the StreamYard, so I can stream both on Facebook and YouTube. So if you guys want to try it, maybe try to add me on Facebook. You can just look up Price Tag Aquariums, I believe is all it is, and see if it works on there, because I was hoping it would show up on like everyone's news feed, but I might have to do something different, because if I'm not mistaken, I didn't set it to public. And I thought, setting it up is just friends only, but I might have had to do like invite only, and I would have to invite everybody on my friends list, which I didn't want to do. So this is kind of like an experiment. So if any of you, I think Jesse, you might have me on Facebook. Maybe you can like jump on there. I know you're kind of busy with your tanks and stuff, and you're watching on your monitor, but maybe check out my Facebook page and see if it shows up on the news feed by chance of me being live on Facebook as well, because I haven't checked yet, and I was going to have my wife check at the same time. I currently see, I only see 6 likes at the moment, but so you guys, and I also want to make sure for all you guys who are watching, if you're not subscribed, please do so. It would help the channel out a lot. I have about 3,400 or 3,500 watch hours, and so I think I've addicted to 4,000 watch hours, and I'm only at 600 subscribers, and trying to, I guess, get myself out there a little bit more, and try to be more available. I want to try to make more YouTube content as well, make more videos. So with a little bit extra free time, now that the work schedule's gone down a little bit, that I should be able to do more stuff like that to help me get to that 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours. But yeah, yep, you got that right, Jerome. YouTube is a shifty character. It's hard to do it sometimes. Okay, cool. So you saw it on the news feed. All right, so it must be working good, and you're able to click on it. That's fantastic. Anyone who has not added me on Facebook, go ahead and do so that way we can kind of know how's it going, or know how it's flowing. I should not going, but flowing. I don't think we are, Marie. Find me on there and go ahead and add me. I'm trying to get the social media promotion out there as well, so maybe that'll help me get the subscribers and watch hours too. I'm new with the whole Facebook and StreamYard connection, so I'm just trying to make everything work out. Okay, cool. So anyone, you can post a link on here, Marie or Jesse, for my Facebook. And thank you, Jesse, for posting this. This is a great video for anyone who hasn't checked it out yet, who want to do so after the live stream. It's all about how I set up the Mbuna stuff and how everything worked out back here. It's pretty cool. Thank you for advertising for me. I appreciate it, Jesse. Yep, make sure you hit that like button because it is for free. Absolutely. Jeff, you sound like my wife's dad. He always says book of faces, or he calls it I can't say that word, but he calls it something else. I can't think of the name of it. But so we got Rebecca here. So would that be freshwater? It says Facebook can be great if you ask the admins mods on the groups you contribute to, then they'll let you share. Okay, so that must be I'm assuming freshwater would be Rebecca, hopefully. Yeah, I think I'm more fluent with Marketplace, Curtis, than Facebook itself, because whenever I go to Facebook, there's a lot of stuff to learn. Same with Instagram. I only know like messaging and all that sort of thing. Yeah, you get 2 for the price of 1. 2 for the price of 1. See what I did there? Thank you, Marie, for posting that. I believe that's my Facebook profile. So if you guys want to go ahead and add me, that would be fantastic. Okay, so an admin mod, a lot of Facebook groups, and they can be great. Thank you for that information. That's fantastic. bloody keyboard. You sound like always reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean. They're always like, oh, you bloody this and bloody that. It's all good. It's all right. You have an excuse, Marie, because it's very late where you're at, so it's all right. But anyways, one thing that's going to be exciting for this live stream is, like I said, I didn't get to finish what I wanted to say, is I figured out how to do a share my screen. And whenever I switch to this and add it to stage, we are going to watch my very first YouTube video together, and we're going to see how stupid I look. And surprisingly enough, when I looked at it, if I go on studio here, let me see how many. Let's go to my content here and go to my video and see how it's doing on my very first YouTube videos. According to YouTube Studio, my very first video has 3,339 views, 13 comments, and it was published on March 30th of 2023. So March, April, May, June, July, August. So almost a year and a half is when I posted my very first video, and it has a 95.6% rate of like 43 likes. So it's actually surprisingly doing pretty well for being my first video. And it seems like a lot of these products, like a product review, seems to be the way to go for getting good content out. I think that's what's kind of fun to do product reviews on stuff that even if someone has already done it, and it's hard not to do someone's already done, but it kind of gives your own personality, your own take on it, your own sort of feel on what you think the product is like, and your own review. And it's kind of nice to see that from another person's perspective or opinion, because you're going to have some different opinions. I think that's what makes things stand out. And I've been wanting to get into more of the product reviews for a video and make recordings of it and see my own personal thoughts on it. So I want to get back into that, and it'll be easier as time goes on for me. So, but yeah, this is sweet. Who's Jim's Fish? We calling him Jimbo now. So anyways, if you guys want to go ahead and watch this video, or you can ask me some questions first before we get started to see how things are going, we can do that too. I thought this, since we have about like 18, 20 viewers right now, I feel like this would be a kind of a fun thing to do. And I can always pause it in between everything too and see, we could always comment about it whenever we watch this, because I was going to make this an actual video, but I kind of like having the live stream set up to where all of us can talk amongst each other within the chat, and I can kind of pause the video and talk to you guys about how I feel about my very first YouTube video. But yeah, so are you guys ready for my very first YouTube video? And we'll see how it goes. And some of you may not have even seen it, which is interesting. Oh, and another quick question too is, I don't think Facebook comments go through StreamYard. I wonder if there's people on the Facebook Live, if they're commenting on it. I'm not really sure about that. So you guys might have to let me know. Maybe it's just a live and no one can comment on it. I'm not sure, because I haven't even gone through Facebook yet and to see like the live broadcast. I guess I could click it and see, but that's the only thing I don't know too, and I wanted to ask you guys. So yeah, let us. Are you guys ready to see the video? I'm probably might be 15, 20 seconds behind you guys. So whenever you guys are ready, just give me a shout out on the chat there and let me know if you guys are ready to watch my very first YouTube video, and we can all comment all your thoughts. And this will be a fun live stream that we can just kind of see how I did on my first video. Okay. Yeah, that I posted that link, and I feel like I don't know. I wanted Ash to see if she could view it too, but like I said, um, it looks like there's a thing on the bottom of Streamer that says I can't post comments to some destinations, which is probably talking about Facebook. So I wonder if that's just a Facebook thing. Okay. So yeah, I think they do come through. YouTube side can't see those comments though. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Let me check my phone and let me see if it shows up. I got Jeff Kane now as a friend request. And let me see if my live shows up. Oh, it actually does show that I'm live. And I'm on there, so it seems like comments will appear there. So looks like there's no comments yet on Facebook, but that's cool that it does show up. It seems like you have to actually go on my page to be able to see the live stream. Jesse, you might know a little bit about this too. So anyways, we are going to watch this first video of YouTube, and I hope you guys enjoy. This is me and my goofy face, and we're going to see how nervous I am compared to today. So this is crazy. Like I said, I was going to do a video on this, but I decided to do it on a live stream because I want to see your guys' reactions and see how much of a difference and how far I've come from this video to now, like a year and a half ago. So this should be a lot of fun. I will, let's see the best thing I could do here. Let us do it. Let's go this way, and then I'll kind of pop in here and there. Oop. Yeah, let's do it this way. You guys still with me? You guys can see everything? You have less hair on your face. Yeah, that was before I started doing the old beard and everything. It was actually probably shortly after is when I started doing that. And the whole reason is, you know, Alana, my daughter, she's turning 2 tomorrow. She really likes this, and I trim it enough to where it doesn't like bother her, but like she always like feels, you know, whenever we're getting her ready for bed and stuff, and she's relaxed and stuff, she likes having her hands on it and stuff. So it's kind of neat. So I decided to keep it. But anyways, here we go. Hello, everyone. Price tag here, and I am doing a review on what I believe is the Canvy. It is the electronic. I got this from Amazon. And just to give everyone a heads up that I'm not supporting them or I'm not advertising for them by any means. It's just me getting. They have given me permission to do a YouTube review on this. So I actually asked them for permission for this, or anything of that nature, and they actually responded back to me purchasing it and unboxing and doing my review and what I think of it. So this is what I got from Amazon. So like I said, I strictly got permission from them. So let's see what's in here. Can you guys hear that okay? Just directions on how to use this. So here's the box. I don't know if the volume is okay for you guys. It's a 5-volt low voltage water pump. Looks like we've got. Let me know how the volume is for the video. Here. Some another bottom piece. This tank is not from the company either. I just bought this tank just at your local pet store. Just put some water in it. You got a couple of sponges. Just gonna get your pump down here. All right, just take this cord out.
to USB. Forgot about it.
Crazy.
USB. We'll have to figure that out. Maybe my lovely associate can bring me a USB connection adapter.
Marie, is it still pretty quiet? I tried to turn the volume up all the way in my
Looks like we
mic.
got some,
I'm not sure if
some biomedia.
I'm not sure if this is coming from the speaker from my computer or if this is coming through the YouTube. But
And
let me know.
looks like that'll be going into each one of the what looks like to be in the bottom here. It's supposed to go in here. And then we also have a
Crazy how nervous I was doing this video too, because it was my very first video.
We also have a air adjustment.
Yeah, I think it must be the volume. I don't know how to connect this so you guys can hear this better. You can hear it because this is
your
mic.
Your suction cups, attachments. So it looks like we'll be putting these bio balls for biological media.
I'll try to point my mic
open. Maybe my
towards all the
maybe a USB plug-in. So like these will go in here.
Is that better for you guys at all? I can't believe how much pre-planning I did for this, and I was still nervous doing it. And I still have these fun questions. I actually have 2 of these. No matter what, no matter how much planning I tried.
2.
Yeah, same hat. Yep.
And 3.
I like this hat.
And we'll put these.
See, this is a kind of an interesting unboxing. This is kind of an interesting unboxing because I never opened the box at all. So I kind of want to do this all live for you guys. So this is why I'm trying to figure it all out myself.
These will go by the box.
Gray shirts? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't like gray at all. How many takes did I do? I think this was all I don't even think I edited this hardly. I think this was pretty much straight through. That's why you saw me dropping stuff and taking stuff out of the box and trying to look at
my calculation. We figured it out. Okay. So
yeah, I tried not to do much editing on this because I want it to be kind of like a first video sort of feel.
That.
Sometimes they are because you actually see the actual personality of someone whenever nothing's edited. So you can see how many times they mess up, obviously, from this video.
Whoa, almost lost that one. Put my media in this one. Looks like they gave us quite a bit. All right, so this will go on. Yeah, looks like we should load too much media in this one.
That is my Mbuna tank behind me, by the way. My very first African cichlid tank.
Take this one out.
My second tank before after.
I already gave us extra just to have in case you needed to replace it. Let's go on top. Right, we got one. We're halfway there. Right, now we got to do.
Are we halfway through the video? 6 minutes in, so yeah, we're halfway there. How ironic. We're halfway there at the video, and then the video is halfway done.
So we'll go ahead and take this off.
crazy.
This will go on like this.
Seems like I didn't do too bad of a job.
Just like so. This on. Got this sponge filter
There's a
on.
lot of different versions of this filter too.
Then we will set this inside the tank like so.
This is actually part of my intro that you see me when I used to have intros on here as well, just on a side note.
And this is the outlet, looks like, so you point in that direction. Let's stick this inside our 10-gallon tank here. And then need a USB connection. Yep, that'll work.
My wife hasn't been live yet.
Thought it was going to be, I still needed my extension cord, so I'll do that.
She was helping me with the camera and handing me items that I needed. But she has not been on any of my live streams yet. Hey, Craig.
And then
Good morning.
let's see what happens here.
You must be from the other side of the world.
Aha, we have power. All right. Get that out.
See, my first take and first video.
The extension cord. All right. So
Man, I was so freaking
this water comes in through these sponges.
Australia.
Looks like it'll go through medium to bottom.
Well, thanks for coming
and then
in, my
come
friend.
out this outlet tube. Then you can, as you can see,
A few more minutes, guys.
I don't know if you can see in the camera there or not. Now I could probably bring the camera with me, and you can kind of see.
This is before you had a camera stand.
You can kind of adjust it to go in the water. You can adjust it to come back out of the water. It looks like this knob here, you can kind of adjust to how powerful it is, or
Kind of a
you
neat,
can slow it down,
really. I have two
speed
of
it
those,
up.
instead, so
You can even have some aeration on here for the bubbles to come up. So it looks like you have a couple different options here between just water flow and a little bit of aeration.
4 minutes.
Which is nice.
Craig,
So not only does it create surface tension, it also gives the oxygen
We're
with
watching
the water
the
air breakup at the
video.
top of the surface, which is really convenient. Plus you can also adjust this always with the suction cups. I believe you might, yep, you can even extend this out. Oh my goodness, that was a close one. So yeah, you can
I've
adjust
done
this
that
neck.
more than once.
So if you wanted to make it go a little bit higher, you could.
So I've had these sponge filters for a year and a half, and they're still working
Just kind
like
of
brand new.
speed here, move it up and down accordingly,
Got them off Amazon.
which is kind of nice.
One more minute, guys.
I like it. Seems like suction cups are holding too. So I like it. I'd probably give this definitely a 10
Hey,
out of 10
Myers.
at first glance.
We're watching my very first YouTube video.
Like I said, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, but this is the Canvey electric sponge filter I bought from Amazon, a 5-volt low voltage water pump. I got on Amazon, so I appreciate you checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first unboxing and review on this product. We'll see you on the next one. Price tag out.
Yeah, that's it. So it's interesting. I have not watched that video since I posted it on YouTube. I haven't watched it once. That's only, other than obviously me making it, that is my second time watching it. And surprisingly enough, for my first video, even though I was a little nervous and dropping stuff, and I didn't do like any editing, it's like I said, I think some of the unedited videos are sometimes can be the best ones, just like Swiffle said, that some of those videos that are unedited sometimes can be the best ones, which is cool. But yeah, let me grab my mic back here so you guys can hear me a little bit better. So what do you guys think? Was I pretty nervous? And no facial hair or nothing, so I look like I was 10 years younger. But yeah, what do you guys think? Hopefully I passed the test on my first YouTube video. I think it went pretty well. Not bad at all. Thanks, Marie. It's neat to kind of go back to some of the older videos and see how well I've progressed from then to now, and kind of sees things of how I want to do things in the future differently so I can make things work better. Yeah, it's always nerve-wracking to do that first video or even go live for that very first time. And I know when I did live my first time, it was like I had my camera up and ready, but like it was a battle between trying to figure out the mic situation, and like I remember it was like the first 15, 20 minutes whenever I was doing my very first live stream was just me trying to figure out how to connect everything to make everything work. Like I was live, but I was trying to get the mic connected with the laptop with the camera, and then I figured out that the camera had a mic with it too, so then I had to mute that mic on my camera, and then I had to do some finesse with the laptop and then get this to work. Ugh. It's like the first live or two, it's almost like a test, like you're just trying to make things work. Yes, I figured it'd be kind of something brave to do, and I still kind of thought about making a video out of it, but I don't know if people would like that or not. That's why I kind of do it live, and maybe I could do this video as like a members only thing to be released and see what people think, or I could just do another one as public, but whatever works, I guess. But it's crazy. Like I said before, I like doing this sort of thing because it kind of help me build more confidence. And I look at past videos and think, oh, well, this is, something fresh and new, but it's also nerve-wracking. But I'm also watching these videos to learn from my mistakes and get better on the next video. And that's all what YouTube's all about. I've only been in this for obviously about a year and a half doing this YouTube thing. And I've been in the fish hobby for 2.5 years. So it would be 3 years this December, I think. 24, so 21, I think is when I did it. Maybe 20. So I might have been doing it for 4 years. I know we've had this discussion before, but yeah. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed that video. And if anyone has any questions or comments about it, then let me know in the comments below or in the chat box. Either or will work. And that was kind of like the gist of my live stream, other than some updates. I did go to my local fish store today, and I got some. Let me look at the name real quick. I have it. I got some new geophagus, since I had a couple of mine die from my first. I went to a different local fish store this time that's a little closer to me. It's about like 30 minutes from me. Let me look up the name real quick. I got a geophagus redhead tapajos. They don't get as big as the regular geophagus do that are in my window tank over here, but they kind of give off a lot more of like a red dorsal fin and a little bit of red on the body whenever they get older. Or I guess I should say the head, like the dorsal fin and the head, they get real red. And especially even like the back fin, they get that like white and red stripes on the back. So I was actually wanting to get some of those, but they were not in stock anywhere else except for this place that was 30 minutes down the road from my house. So, and they were out, and they actually got more shipments in, And then when the shipment was literally today, and like by the time that I thought they told me about them, which thanks Boggs Aquatic for hooking me up. I don't know if they're watching this or not, but they told me they had 4 left, and so I went and picked them up, and they're in my quarantine tank currently. So I'm hoping they work out, and they're pretty decent size. I mean, they're probably roughly about the same size as what these guys are here. So I'm really hoping that these guys work out. Been lurking and listening, doing some water changes. That's all good, Brandon. I just did all mine yesterday and the day before. Marie, my parents are on their way back home from Florida. They went to Florida for a week. My dad has a boat in Jupiter, Florida, and I imagine they've been there for about a week. And they were driving home from Pittsburgh and going back home for about a half hour, 45 minutes. I told them about it, and they knew about it, but they were still on their way home and getting situated. And Ash is getting Alana to bed. We're starting ready. She was giving her a bath and getting her ready for bed, and then hopefully we can get her to bed early. And we're going to do some last minute things before we have her second birthday party tomorrow. So tomorrow's all booked up. I probably won't do anything live tomorrow. And maybe sometime Sunday or something. Maybe on a Sunday afternoon I can come on for an hour or so. So that way, Marie, you don't have to stay up so late. But I do appreciate you staying. That's awesome. That if we meet 3 times on the same day, that we buy that we buy each other a beer. Hey, that's phenomenal. That sounds like a good plan. Just do what you love. 47 years for me, never stop learning. Craig, if you're talking about like fish keeping and stuff, and what I was just talking about earlier is, I think that's what makes fish keeping so unique is, and I'll just highlight this too and talk about it. It always seems like in the fish hobby, there's so much to learn from. And if someone has an argument about this between like cats or dogs or reptiles or what have you, for whatever pet you have, but I just feel like you're going to have your own learning curve for whatever pet you have. But with fish, I just feel like there's a lot of different dogs, a lot of different cats, a lot of different, I don't know, what other pets do people have? Snakes, I don't know, spiders. Anyways, I just feel like there's just so many variations of fish out there between Americans, African, all the different 3 lakes, like Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi. There's just so many fish out there that I just feel like when you think that you've learned everything, that there's still something else that's left to be learned. So I feel like I feel on that one, no matter what, when you think you got things underway and it didn't work out. So today, as an example, I tried something new. And have any of you guys have ever gone to your local fish store? And yeah, I got my coffee, by the way, to you, Marie. I have a question for you guys. Have any of you guys have ever gone to your local fish store and bought something, and then something happened by mistake, and then that fish just died that day, either by putting him into a tank that you didn't realize that weren't the right tank mates, or it just wasn't going to work out? That's something that I did today. I tried something out. What I did was I bought those 4 Geophagus red tapajos, or however you pronounce it. So those are in my quarantine tank. I added an albino Cory cat because there was only 1 in my community tank, and now I have 2 along with the other 2. So I kind of wanted to pair them up. And then I also got a Chinese algae eater, and I put that in the community tank so that way it would kind of help with the green hair algae or the blackbeard algae, whatever you want to call it. And it's supposed to help with that situation. I'm probably going to have to tone the lights down a little bit because I want that to eventually be a planted community tank. But here's where I messed up, and I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad for it. But have you guys ever gone to the local fish store? And what's up? How's it going, Atkins? We have, that would be Ian then. So I got to add him to the list, Marie. Atkins, Ian, I'm assuming. Yes, live plants equal less algae. So I have heard of that. So yeah, I did add them. So that's why I want to get live plants, because from what I understand, and you could probably tell me about this too, Marie, is that the live plants will actually kind of like take over what's feeding the nutrients for that algae too, that green hair algae. And I think it'll help alleviate that as well. So the algae eaters will not only eat the blackbeard algae, but once you get live plants in there, then they'll feed off of that, all those nutrients that all the blackbeard algae is basically getting. So I think I have heard from that. All right, sweet. So here's what I did. Here's the mistake that I made today. I got another one of those Chinese algae eaters, and you've got all that light providing nutrients with nowhere to go. Yeah, except for the algae that I don't want. Oh, thank you, Ian. I appreciate it. I did all my water changes yesterday, but let me get back on topic here. I got this Chinese algae eater, and I got the biggest one they had in their tank on purpose, because I was going to put them in the African cichlid tank with my peacocks and haps. And it's just, I think my eyes just deceive me, because it, like in those smaller tanks, they look so much bigger. It's just like your eyes are messing with you, because when you're looking in a smaller tank, you're like, oh, that's the biggest one in there. And it looks like a pretty good size. And I think he should be big enough to where the other fish, won't bother him, or something won't happen to him. You guys will not believe, I feel terrible about this. But here's what happened. I put him in the peacock and hat tank, and I swear to God, like, he looks so much bigger at the place I got him from. And thankfully, this is the only one. This is kind of like one thing it was my mistake. This was not a heater malfunction. This was not a thing I could not have prevented, or, this was just something I was willing to test out. And I was looking at some of the bristlenose plecos, and like, man, those guys are pretty big. I don't know if I should put this in my peacock and hat tank, because I've heard mixed feelings about that as well. But man, this Chinese algae eater, I was hoping to help take care of some of like the brown algae that's in there. I'm starting to tone down the light on my peacock and hat tank just because of the brown algae and stuff. So I'm trying to not leave it on as long. But man, I put that thing in there, and that thing was like, looked like this big compared to like it was probably like this big compared to the peacocks and haps. It might be a little exaggeration, but it's probably about a third the size of some of these fish. And you could only imagine what happened next. And it happened like so quick. Like, I left the room, and it seemed like they were chasing him a little bit, but it didn't seem like they were going to like do anything. But you guys could have guessed. So I was wondering the same thing too. A Chinese algae eater isn't the same as a Siamese algae eater. They didn't have any Siamese algae eaters, according to their tanks and what they had. At least I didn't see them. So the Chinese algae eater was the ones that I got, because that's the ones that they told me, and that was on the tank. But I left the tank. I watched over it for a little bit, and he kind of hid around, underneath the log. And then he kind of went behind a couple of things, just, because he wasn't used to the bigger fish and stuff. Whatever. I just thought, maybe he'll kind of do okay. And they were kind of looking for him, but they weren't really paying no mind to him. I went away from the tank, came back maybe 30 minutes later. The head of this fish was inside the Venusa's mouth. I shouldn't be like laughing about this, but this is kind of like a mistake that I'm just kind of like, after looking at it, I kind of thought to myself, maybe I should take him out of the tank because he's too small. But I was kind of hoping that it would work. Yeah, he was just someone for another mouth to be fed. And I feel terrible. This is a lesson learned that, fish need to be on the larger side for that tank, because that's that's the tank where the fish are the biggest. And I really honestly thought it would work, but I literally I had to go into the tank and try to grab a hold of the Venusis, and eventually he scattered around and eventually came out, and that's when I realized that the head was missing off of this Chinese algae eater. And he was a pretty good sized algae eater. Like I said, but when you put him in that tank, you're like, oh, this thing is not as big as I thought it was going to be. And I probably would have struggled, as well, Marie. That's probably the case too. But but Ian agrees with Curtis. The Chinese algae eater can be a bully sometimes, but all my Siamese algae are very chill with my South American cichlids. Okay, so I have yo-yos. I know they're loaches, so it's different. They're in my Central and South American tank over here with my firemouth, my geos, and my the electric blue acara. And there's a pleco in there too. They're all doing well, surprisingly. I want to eventually put my geos in this tank as well, the new ones I got when they're done with their 30-day quarantine. But that's good to know, Ian. Thanks for telling me about that. That the Chinese can be bully sometimes. But now that I think of it, that's what they told me, that they can kind of hold their own. So I was kind of hoping that he would kind of hold his own and not be too nervous about it, because he was nervous when he got first put in the tank. But it just did not end well, and I feel terrible. And it's just a lesson learned. I want to try something new, and I'm always nervous adding new fish in that tank, and I almost have to buy fish that are pretty good in size, for this tank. And I want to try to add a pleco, like a bristle nose, but it has to be a good size bristle nose. And the ones that they had at Boggs Aquatics were good size, but I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on that as well, to try to learn from that. So yeah, I might have struggled to catch it. Let me get back on this here. Mike says, I've had Chinese algae eaters in the past, saw them actively attack other fish. They suck off the slime layer of other fish. I've seen that too. I've seen YouTube videos of that before. So I was that's why I was kind of hoping that they would kind of hold its own. Thanks, but never again fish. Yeah, I mean, I tried it. I'm going to see how the community tank goes. He was pretty nervous in the community tank too, but all the fish are around the same size. So I did, like I said, I have another one in there, and it seems to be doing well. But I'm going to monitor that tank, as we go about. So yeah, it's just unfortunate. But I appreciate all your guys' help. Yeah, I got Salem. I got 4 geos. So we'll see how those things go. I want to. I only have 3 left in here from the 5 I originally bought from the store that Jim suggested. That's near Cleveland. So I did lose a couple of those. So I'm hoping once these guys are done with their quarantine period that I'm able to add these guys into that one. And I thought about maybe adding them into my Frontosa tank, but I don't know if you guys have any history with Frontosa. I know that what's his name? Eddie? He would probably be able to tell me if geos work with Frontosa or not, but I've seen them in Frontosa tanks before, but there's always a big group of other fish along with it. So I was debating about what to do with the 4 that I got, because I was originally going to put them all in here, but I thought about maybe putting a couple in here and then maybe putting a couple in the Frontosa tank and seeing how it would work out. And if they're too small, which they might be, which I don't think they are, I'd be kind of curious to see how everything works out with them. Jesse says, a Finn hate resetting aquarium light timers on all lights besides Fluval Aqua Skies. Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Effin. Okay. I hate resetting aquarium light timers on all lights because of Fluval's Aqua Skies. Yeah, I remember you were talking about that before. Yeah, I mean, the timers are kind of annoying. I think that's a nice thing about those Fluval Aqua Skies is it seems like you don't have to reset those timers, where if the power goes out, which knock on wood, that power doesn't go out too much here. And if it does, it's only for like a few minutes. But I can see where that would come into play with some people that might have power outages for several hours. That like it seems like the timers don't get messed up; they stay where they're supposed to. Curtis says, "Get a big pleco from Ohio Cichlid Association next time." Yeah, I was thinking that the plecos. I think the pleco would have made it because they're pretty hardy. I want to make sure to get a male, and I think the males they have the bigger bristle nose. They actually have the bristles. I might be wrong on that because that's what Box Aquatics told me, that the males have the bristles and the females don't. And I almost got one, but I decided not to. And I wanted to try this Chinese algae eater first, and obviously that ended drastically. Autocorrect got me. That's funny. What's up, Meeps? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, you just open the Flubo app, tap on the light, boom, takes back over. You're done. Yeah, so that's what I kind of liked about those Aqua Skies. It's like they have an app with it, and it seems like it's very user friendly. It's very easy to work with. I really like how those things work out. It makes me want to get one myself. But I have a light switch for all these tank lights. So it's like I have my house lights and I have all my tank lights on a switch light. So like I leave like a couple house lights on during the daytime. And what I do, Jesse, is I turn all the tank lights on and all the house lights on whenever I'm down here feeding everybody in the mornings. And I'll leave them on for a little bit while I'm down here, just checking over the tanks, making sure everything's the way it's supposed to be. There's no fish deaths. I'm monitoring everything for the first hour because that's what I do whenever on my days off and I'm down here feeding. Is the first hour I just spend just making sure everything's fine, everything's looking okay after I'm done feeding. And then I'll leave the lights on for an hour or so, and then I'll shut all the tank lights off, and I'll leave a couple of the house lights on, and then I'll come back down later and double check everything as well, get ready for a live stream or a video, whatever I need to do, and then I'll shut the house lights off when I leave. So that way there's not a whole lot of algae buildup within all my tanks, because I'd rather have a few house lights on just because I don't mind having a couple of these LEDs. They're cheap and they're energy efficient. So it works out good for me. Yeah, I think the algae eater, I think it was like 10 or 11 bucks, I want to say. That was I could have got fish food for 10 or 11 bucks and last me a month. I mean, I could not believe this Venusis was like pretty much like an arm's length. If you look at it from my perspective, it was like out of its mouth, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. And I didn't pry it from his mouth, but that was my plan, is I was going to grab him and like pry it out of his mouth, because I didn't know, like, I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't die either, because he's the biggest fish in there and he's obviously the tank boss. But yeah, what's going on? Yeah, Ian, so do you what app do you have? Is it because I know sometimes the Cichlid Bros, they talk a lot about the CJ Ultra Zero Pump, and they talk about the CJ Wave Makers and stuff. I know there's an app that I use for that, and that's for my Frontosa tank, that I can actually adjust the temperature with the app itself and set the temperature. I know that there's apps for that, and I'm assuming with that there's a Haiger app. I'm sure Jesse knows about this, or maybe there's something that you can add multiple things to that you can control with one app. So that would be great. Miss Peeps is 61, not quite dead yet. $40 on Amazon, not bad. Oh, so you're from the UK? Well, appreciate you coming in. You're on Marie's time, so it's probably like it's 8 o'clock. So it's probably 1 in the morning. Yeah, it seems like that's the vibe that I got too. Jesse says I also took off all the hang in the back filters and let all my canister filters, the tanks, and no damn heaters anymore. So light, canister filter, and power head on some done. Yep. Yeah, see, it's all about, like, it's like your channel says, you're all about making things efficient, making things easier, whatever you can figure out in your fish room to make it better for yourself. And that's the reason why that you're moving all your stuff to the garage, because one, there's, obviously other situations between moving people around in your house, but like specifically speaking, you're making things better for yourself and your situation to make things more efficient, to make things easier to maintain. And that's the whole goal for my fish room too, is I want to make things easier. That's why all my fry tanks and everything that's growing out, they're all sponge filter. So all my water changes literally are like, I just change the water most of the time. I might maybe once every couple months, I might scrub the glass off of the smaller tanks and stuff. But for the most part, it's just water changes. And if I get into a rhythm and I'm down here by myself doing all the water changes, I can empty the water on, even like as surprising as it is, I can empty all the waters out of my 10 gallons and fill them all up as I'm emptying. I can fill them up at the same time, and I can move from tank to tank, and then I'll move over to the 20. So I can actually did this the other day. It took me about, I have 9 10s and 6 20-gallon longs. And I think it took me like 2.5 hours, I want to say, between doing all the water changes. And that was even with all the prep work and cleanup afterwards. I've taken all the hoses and then putting everything back away. And I did that during a break of when I was on night shift too. So I only had like 2.5 hours to work with. It was like from basically 12 to 2:30. And same thing with my large. Actually, I take that back. So I did the 240s on top of that and the fry tank. And then the next day I did my 2 60-gallon breeders, the 2 75s, and then my 2 windows. And it took about 2.5 hours too. So if I do it in separate days between the two, it takes me about 5 hours, a half a day, to do all these tanks in here and these 229s. And I did those 40s along with those 60 and 75. So really, if I'm the only one down here and I get a good rhythm going, I could do all my water changes with all my tanks in like 5 hours. So like a half a day if I just do water changes. So it's not bad. Let's see here. Let's catch up with chat here. It's 101 here. Yeah, that's what I thought, the 5-hour difference. Are you still with me, Marie? Because I know you're probably getting close to sleeping time. Ian says I use hydros, but you can just buy any Wi-Fi power strip. It comes with an app and you just program times, or if you want it constant on off, you can do that too. That's freaking awesome. I didn't know that Wi-Fi power strips, I guess I never really looked for one. So I guess maybe that's why I don't know much about them or anything at all about it, because I didn't even know those things were around. Like I said, I never looked for one, but that's freaking cool. Maybe we can send the link if either Jesse or someone, I mean, anyone really, Ian, if you want to put the link in the chat, that would be fantastic. Hey, Tim's here. Thanks for coming in, Tim. How's the fishies doing? Oh, Ian, do you want to be a mod? Because I can make you a mod, but that also comes with watching the trolls on YouTube. If you want to be a mod, Ian, let me know, and I'll add you as a mod. I have no problem doing so. So he says, talking about algae, the Japanese have no word for a female menopause. It don't exist over there. Bottom line is Japanese people eat a ton of lodine. Huh. Japanese have no word for female menopause. Interesting. Yeah, so shiny is Tim. Making it. Oh, I still have coffee left for me. I've been talking so much, I kind of forgot that I made coffee for tonight's live stream. Casa Wi-Fi power strip on Amazon in the search bar. You'll find them. That's phenomenal. That's pretty cool. I like that. Not really. Okay, that's fine. Then we won't worry about it then. But anyway, thought I'd throw that out there then. They're okay. A couple of them went to Fishy Heaven, but I got the issue fixed. Well, that's good. Hopefully that everything got resolved. I know you had some pH issues, so hopefully that all got maintained. And seems like you're heading in the right direction, which is good because being a first-time fish keeper, I mean, that's part of fish keeping. There's so much out there. Hey, look, Jesse got you. Looks like the hydro link for the power strip, the Wi-Fi power strip. Thanks, Jesse. So if anyone wants to check that out, that's pretty cool. Okay. Japanese diet iodine. Okay, so I was half there. Thanks, Meeps. I was half there, but I appreciate you letting me know about that. This is it looks like Curtis got you too, so thanks for putting that in. Appreciate it. Ian says the system we use is more expensive, but it does different or more things with the basic Wi-Fi can do. That's cool. I never knew about those things, so I'll have to look after this live stream. We'll have to look into that and see what those things are about. So they need lots of iodine. Still 30,000 liters of contaminated water pumping into Pacific Ocean every day for 14 years. That's crazy. That is absolutely nuts. Yeah, I hope so too, Tim. I hope that I don't know if you're wanting to go to that fish store on Sunday or not. Just let me know if you're still interested in going. We can kind of catch up on that later. Tim, are you going to be on after this too? Because depending on what I have going on after the live stream, maybe we can meet up on Discord afterwards and we could talk business. Jessica says, diet is the word die with a T at the end. Yeah, it's very interesting to learn about fish. We were just talking about this earlier that there's people that are in 30, 40 plus years in the hobby and there's still stuff to learn. And then there's still mistakes you have to learn from. I just talked about, Tim, if you weren't here since you just walked in, I just talked about getting a fish that I put in my peacock and half tank and I ended up killing it. Completely 100% my fault, but I mean, you have to learn. I mean, it is what it is. You're a gear nut. Dyslexic. I think we all have a little bit of dyslexia in our life. I mean, there's sometimes where I talk to my wife and I swear like it's what I mean. It's not what I say. And sometimes things come out direct opposite. I mean, like when her and I are talking, we're trying to catch up with everything, but we between our schedules, it's so hard to remember everything down to a T. And then by the time we try to get everything out, we're still forgetting stuff. And then we say stuff like all the time, like backwards or dyslexic. I mean, instead of like example, like a stoplight, you would say lapsdite or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? We do that all the time. Okay, Tim, it sounds good. Dates come from the passer room. Also, don't eat food from the location. It's so sad. Sure does seem like it. I clocked the word die with diet right now. Marie said that she was late to the hobby. I think that I bought my tank for my 44th birthday. Yeah, it's never too late to start the hobby up. It never is too late. Oh yeah, thanks, Curtis, for posting Ian's channel. Am I on your channel, Ian? I might have to check that out. Maybe I can go on here and click his. Let me see here. I'm gonna go on Ian's and see if I'm part of his. Aha! Atkins Mature. Guess what, Ian? You are one subscriber closer to 1,000 subscribers. So maybe Atkins, you can, Ian, you can return the favor if you haven't already done so. Just saying. And anyone else who hasn't subscribed, I would like to see you in there. I'd appreciate all the love that I can get from you guys, as long as you enjoy my content and enjoy watching it. I like to have a lot of fun with you guys, and I like to answer a lot of you guys' questions. I know Eddie, he asked a lot of questions last time. So, and he was very happy with how things turned out because he was very pleased with how the live stream went whenever I answered his questions, and it went really well. What gear are you holding on with your nut? Jesse, that just sounds bad. Really dyslexic with text. Sometimes that happens too. I'm more dyslexic with speech than I am text. But I'm okay. Fair enough. It's all good, man. We're like I said, we're all a little dyslexic. Yeah, I do, Marie. Tim's my fish buddy. I talked him into being a fish aquarist, and I'm hoping that he stays in it for the long haul because, like I said, it's a learning curve, and sometimes, like I told him before, that sometimes fish just die, and sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's just a learning curve, and you just have to figure out where it works and what doesn't. But it's nice that we can have that because then we can have something else to talk about besides video games. No, we have a lot more to talk about and stuff, family and friends and work and stuff. But like, we have a good time together, Tim and I. Oh, Jesse, that's hilarious. My mind goes off in different directions sometimes, and I'm trying to be like, generally speaking, YouTube family friendly, but every so often you kind of veer off on that like stage to where it's just like, that sounded bad, and that's where my mind goes. If I'm not on YouTube and someone knows me like Jesse, because I've talked to you on the phone before, and that like my mind goes off in those directions, and it's just fun to do. All right, well, Ian, thank you for that. And for some reason, I thought I was already subbed to you, but now I am. So I'm glad that Curtis put you in the chat. Thanks, Curtis. Hey, it looks like you're getting some more subs, Ian. Marie, what are you talking about? You have fish friends. You have YouTube. We have a whole community of fish friends. You have all your UK people. You got Jesse. You got me. You got whoever else. I mean, all the UK folk in the fishy bingo. Man, that's such a lot of fun. I wish I could come up with something like that to be able to do fish bingo or like the quiz questions they do. It just seems like that gets a lot of people involved and to stay in the live streams, and it looks like it'd be a lot of fun. I would have to really put my mind to doing something like that. Yep. Yeah, I would say most of my fish friends here are on YouTube as well, Myers. I completely agree with you on that. Because the people that I work with, they ask about my fish hobby and stuff, but it's not their thing. They have their things and their hobbies, which is fine. So I really don't talk a whole lot about my fish hobby. And Tim is actually my first fish hobby friend, physically, other than my wife, because she takes care of everything while I'm gone and stuff. So, and my daughter, surprisingly enough, you guys wouldn't believe, but my daughter actually helps feed the fish too, and she does good. Sometimes I come home with some fish pellets or fish food on the floor or on the counters, but I mean, I got plenty of fish food to go around. So even if something gets dropped, it is what it is. She's going to be 2 tomorrow. So, I mean, oh, geez. Not past 9 p.m. there. Best behavior. Yep. We still got to be on our best behavior. It's not 9 or 10 o'clock. Once we get past close to that midnight hour, then it gets on a little rough around the edges. Yep. YouTube became my local fish club over time. And that's I might sound like a broken record on this, so I'll make it short, but this is the whole reason why I joined YouTube. To learn about what I can feed the fish, how to take care of them, what I can do, what I shouldn't do, have a little bit of constructive criticism with all that, and hang out with you guys. And that's important to me. So I appreciate everyone coming in. Ian says, I haven't really posted anything in a while and probably staying that way for a bit longer. So no hard feelings if anyone unsubs. Ian, I will never unsub from your channel. As long as you come into my live streams, and if you ever do lives, then I'll try to join yours, and I'll try to keep up with everyone as much as possible. But you just being here in my live stream gives me enough to stick with you as well. So we're all in this together. Real friends go to the shop with. Yeah. Finding Nemo. I haven't found Nemo yet. I'm still looking for Nemo. I think one of these J's. See, this is where dyslexia. I almost said one of these J's, Desi. One of these days, Jesse, I'm going to come down there whenever I go visit my aunt in South Carolina. I'm going to make a run to your place and see your fish room, like actually in person. I think that would be kind of cool to do someday at some point in my lifetime. And I think once my daughter gets older, I think I want to start traveling a little bit and take her to places, and I think it'd be a lot of fun. After the jousting coffee. Yes, we're all in America. I think we had 2 people in the UK in here. Ian has some awesome tanks. His saltwater tanks are sweet. I'll have to check that out. I'm curious now with Ian's YouTube. He seems like he's got like a lot of videos. I think it was like 500. I'm seeing. You have a Quaker parrot? Those things are kind of noisy though. Are they green? I want to say I knew someone a long time ago that had one of those, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Having a local buddy into fish is good to have. A real person to chat with isn't the same like on here. It has its, it has its perks, it has its plus and minuses. But like I said, if I'm looking for friends on here to be fish keepers, just like with Tim, like it's nice that him and I can kind of go back and forth, and then like he might even learn something about a fish that I don't have. So he might get like a tetra or like the glowfish or anything that was something I had never kept before. And he'd be like, oh, hey, did you know that this worked for me? And like, if you're having trouble with that, I think that's what's nice that him and I can converse back and forth. It'd be like, oh, you know what? That did work, and then now I think that's what's nice on a personal basis, but on a YouTube basis, you don't always have people at your fingertips to call and text at the same time. You have to either go live like on here or create a video to get a response for somebody's help. So it kind of has its drawbacks and its pluses too. So pinching. Oh, get him off you. At least hopefully he's not pinching your ear. Price tag Joe, you really are the real deal. Imagine what you would be like 30 years from now. Pure gold. I don't know. I can't do the blinging, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could do the whole like row of gold teeth and like the $sign chain necklace, gold chain necklace, and get my all the bling blinging. Like I don't think I could do pure gold or like gold member. If you guys ever seen that, I don't think that would be a thing for me. But I like the way you think, because I had imagined so. I have set a limit for how far I go in this hobby, and if I ever got to that limit, then I would know where to go. But in all honesty, this in-wall tank setup, it's not going away. It doesn't matter if like I get rid of all the 10s, 20s, and everything else down here in the fish room. I could always make this room into something else. If it ever came to that, which it hasn't yet. But these will never go away. And if I ever did something different, what I'd probably honestly do is if I ever did leave the fish keeping breeding process facility per se, I would probably move my office down here, because there's an electric fireplace that's really neat. That was my first attempt at heat controlling basement, and it did not work. But I still use it from time to time. But I would probably move my office down here. There's a leak in the basement that I'm getting taken care of. What is this, August? So next month, the end of next month, that leak will get taken care of. On the one side, it's kind of bad. It's not terrible by like detrimental by any means, but this whole basement will be dry. And it always was before, but I'm just preventing things from further things happening. But I would turn this into an office, and I would probably, I don't know if I would have the desk face this way or if I would have it face that way. I don't know. But I would essentially move my office down here. Let's see here. Ian says, but having this chat has been amazing, and it's been a major part of my hobby, more than local sometimes. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I feel like sometimes within my career of YouTube right now, since March of last year, on my first video that we watched, I feel like the more live streams I do, the more information I get that's useful for me. And I feel like it does better for me as opposed to coming out with videos and replying to comments. It works okay and I get some good information, but it's kind of like, for me, in my experience, I've had a 75% good outcome and 25% like that person's comment wasn't that great. And being on YouTube, you could get like anybody and everybody on the comments. Whereas I feel like live stream, that's where I feel like I get the most useful information. Aquafunk is on in 2 hours. Make sure your children are not around. Hey, what's up, Jim? I was just talking about you earlier. Jim, I got some more Geophagus. They're not in here yet. I have 3 in here now from the 5 that I used to have. Now I'm down to 3. But what I got, Jim, is I got some Geophagus red Tapajos. I think is how you pronounce it. They get that real big red face in the front and the red dorsal fin, and even in the back fin too. So I have those in my 30-day quarantine tank that I'm going to decide where I'm going to put them from there. But yes, I'm kind of excited for that, actually. I did not go to Ag Aquatics. I went to a place that's 30 minutes from my house. But yeah, thanks for coming in, Jim. Freaking awesome. Hey, thanks, MNC. MNC, what is your name, or anyone else who knows his name, so I can write him down on the list. But thanks for popping in. I appreciate it, and adding the likes. That's awesome. Jim just texted me now, actually. He must still be watching. He said, you will love the Tapajos. You know, like this place, I've never seen Tapajos anywhere except for Imperial Tropicals. And I almost bought some the last time because they just have such a beautiful face to them with the whole red and everything. They don't have them yet because they're still young. But once they grow out, they could be really, really neat. And this place called Boggs Aquatics, a little bit in the Akron area, they had them, and then they sold out, that day. So, and then they actually sent me a message today, said that they had more of them, and I said, oh, okay. And then they texted me back saying, we only have 4 left. So they were going quick. So I just went ahead and went and picked them up real quick and came back home. But yeah. Jim, I'm texting you back, Jim. But Boggs Aquatics, that guy in there, he's about as chill as like Ag Aquatics is. Like, he really kind of goes the extra mile for, you can tell, because he was willing to text me back, and let me know, hey, we have these available. And even the girl or lady there that works there too, she's just as helpful and just as nice, and they both helped me out with everything. And I was able to pay for it over the phone, so that way they could reserve those red Tapajos. And so I bought them over the phone, and then I went down later this evening or later this afternoon, and then went and picked them up. So they were able to hold it for me, which is fantastic. So that worked out really well. Okay. Yeah. So the one that I remember back in the past was a green one, and it was annoying as hell. But I bet those blue ones are pretty, though. Happy Place channel. Thanks, Curtis. Curtis, do I have you as a mod? And if not, do you want to be a mod? I don't think. Oh, you are a mod. Never mind. Thank you, Curtis. Appreciate it. Never mind. I see the wrench. Don't mind me. I'm just retarded. So is MNC, is that Mike? Someone in the chat, let me know. So yeah, so MNC is Mike. Hey, Meeps Music, if you're still around, since we're all getting to know each other in this fish community, let me know what your name is if you don't mind. But if you want to keep that a secret, that's fine too. No worries. I was just curious because we're trying to get everyone's name down in here so we get to know each other a little bit. 1974, I had a goldfish called Freddie. I was only about 10. I should have never tried to teach him or her how to swim. Yeah. I don't think you're supposed to put fish in a swimming pool. Or teach them swimming. You eventually teach them how to swim in the toilet bowl is maybe what you're saying. Yeah, so another mic. Sweet. Jesse says, yeah, P-Tag, I don't know how you maintain all those tanks like Cavy Place. My God, 15 for me. Yeah, it's like 20 plus tanks, like 25, 26, something like that, if you count the ones upstairs. But I tell you what, like I said before, whenever I get a rhythm going and I'm the only one down here, the water changer just bam, bam, bam. I just go, and everything. Like I just have a really good system with myself, and it really works well for me. Fast mic. Meep says, I'll put it another way. You currently are living the best years in your subscribers' life. You're going to make a difference. Hold on to that hope, brother. Yep. That's my plan. I'm hoping to make a difference in somebody's lives and hoping it'll all be good. But thank you for that positive reinforcement. That's my goal is I want to try to be able to do that as best as I can. Jim makes it look easy. Whenever he does his water changes on his live streams, he makes it look like he could be multitasking and then he would never miss a beat on overfilling a tank because he could probably stay up with chat and he talks with everyone. He's on his phone. He's keeping up with chat. He's doing his water changes. He's on the phone with Joey. He's on the phone with XYZ. I mean, I just feel like he makes things look, easy. Jim's a good dude. Okay. Tony. All right. Thank you, Meeps. It's good to see you in here, my friend. I'm planning to keep this list and use it for the future. MC, my name is Mud. We call you, I can call you Mud, if that's all right. Is that like a nickname that you gave yourself in a pastime or someone else? Meep? Okay, so we can call you Meep or Tony, but just like me, like I started my channel. If we watched a video earlier on my very first YouTube video, and they said, I was calling myself Price Tag, and it was a nickname I acquired from high school. And people from work call me Price Tag. Well, some people do, and other people call me Joe. But then as my YouTube channel progressed, people want to know my actual name because they're like, okay, his name really can't be Price Tag. It's got to be something else. So that's when I reintegrated my name, and my real name is Joe, and my nickname is Price Tag. So that's why on my channel I put down Price Tag Joe, and so that way people know my real name, and then my nickname was up front, and then I'm advertising Price Tag Aquarium. So I'm probably going to keep it this way as Price Tag Joe for the future. Harry Mudd. Tony Meeps. Tony Meeps, says Jesse. I've been a lurker longer than making videos, popped into chats and started making videos in 2020 since COVID. That's kind of what made me start the fish keeping hobbies around 2020. But now I don't have the time like I used to, and I'm focused on other stuff right now. I stream every other Sunday. Yep. Put a new water pump and thermostat in my truck last weekend. That must have been a lot to do. I'm not very automotive savvy. Jim is, though. Jim does automotive. He's really good at stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want my electric to go any higher because my pool pump is electric, and it gets a pretty amount of electric. It uses quite a bit of electric, and I probably gain about maybe $75 or $100 a month just on the. I would say about $75. Come to think of it, it goes up about $75 ish, give or take, on that electric pool pump. But whenever I had all the heaters in here, like I can't wait to see my next electric bill because I'm hoping there'll be a lot less. Um, all friends here. Yep, we are all friends in here. Tony meets. Tony's been chatty in here. I like it. Well, now's it never too late, Ian. Maybe next time you do it live, you should let me know. Meep said it was a fishbowl and messed up. Yep, we learn. I mean, my friend Tim, he's learning too, and I'm still learning to this day. I made a mistake earlier today, and that was stupid of me. I sometimes fish keeping, you feel like a kid, just like today. Like I thought something was going to work in one of my tanks, and it completely didn't work, and there goes $10. Marie, how you feeling? Are you still alive? Are you still here with us? Okay, MC, you must have some plants in your tank then. Yes, P-Tag. That's Jesse's nickname. I think that Jesse calls me P-Tag more than my real name. And I think if I ever see him in person, that's what he'll probably call me too. Yes. just P-Tag. That is all good. Harry Mudd was from Star Trek, the original series, by the way. I'm not a Star Trek person. I don't mind Star Wars, but then it kind of got out of hand for me, and it was hard to keep up with everything. There's MC's channel. I wonder if MC's. Let me see if I'm on his too. MC Aquatics. Why am I not subscribed to you? Are you subscribed to me? Because I'm going to give you my love with my subscription. No bad thoughts over there. All right, Marie. I'm glad you're still hanging out with us. The Primus song. There's one or two plants. Okay, so at least it's helping a little bit. I still got to get plants for my tank. So Meeps is in England. So that's fantastic. So what are your guys' we're hitting about an hour and a half. That's usually kind of typical of how long I like to do these live streams. So I want to know what you guys thought about the live streams. Or I want to ask you guys how the live stream went. It was kind of rocky in the beginning of this live stream because I was trying to get it connected with 4K. And it might have had something to do with the internet, but I think it more so has to do with my laptop because it's a nice laptop and it's good, but I feel like the more I use it, the more work friendly it is and not so much live stream friendly, because I would have to have Tim look into this, and I would have to actually ask him because he's real good with computers. My friend Tim, if you're still on here. But I think it more or less has to do with my processor, because when I was trying to run OBS Studio and trying to run a couple things at once, it would get kind of laggy, and the 4K was just almost too much of a powerhouse to run for the laptop. And I feel like that's the kind of issue I ran into at the beginning of the stream, that it was real laggy and kind of jumpy here and there. So I'm glad this is corrected. I had to go over there and switch it back to 1080. But I think that when it all comes down to it, I'm probably just going to eventually have to get a different laptop, because I thought this one would work. But in order for me to stream in 4K, it seems like I'm going to need something that has a little bit more of a power to it as far as the processor goes. And that's something I could ask Tim about too. But I hope I was able to entertain you guys enough tonight. If there's any questions you have, go ahead and ask them in the chat. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want about the fish keeping hobby, about me personally, and what my plans are. You can ask me anything about future plans or anything like that. Jesse, it's been really nice seeing all your updates and all your YouTube content as far as updates to the fish room, moving everything. It's going to be cool to actually see everything all in place and ready to go. And so you can just sit back and relax and enjoy your garage and everything all in one place, and you have room for expansion, So with all that being said, that it's going to look really good. I'm really excited for the end result. I mean, it's already looking phenomenal enough as is. So 4K is like trying to fuel a 350 V8 and keep it full. You don't have enough fuel for it right now. Yeah, and that's why I was probably thinking it's kind of like I can't put a Curtis, if you're still in here, if you remember the car that I have, I know we've talked about this before, but it's a 66 Ford Mustang, but it is a small 6-cylinder. So Jesse, it would be like me trying to fit an 8-cylinder in a straight 6 vehicle that can't hold it up because of the suspension and everything else that involves with it. Like it just can't hold enough. It's too much weight, too much power for a little car like that. I mean, I've already looked into this. On a side note, I've been wanting to give it a V8, but it would actually cost me more money to keep the same car, the outside of the body, in place of the V8. It would be actually cheaper for me to sell the one that we have, which I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because my wife and I love the car as far as style goes. But we would have to find something else with a V8 that has more power to it. So I get it. That's probably what's going to happen is I'm probably not going to be able to do 4K, even though I'm capable to do it on StreamYard. But yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I definitely need a big boy PC. I think I need, well, I have one. It's just upstairs, but it's a desktop PC and it has 3 monitors. Tim helped me build it, and it's a powerhouse. It would handle 4K phenomenally. Phenomenally? Phenomenal. Whatever. Anyways, that I'm making words up as we go along. It would handle 4K just fine, because that's where I do my video editing whenever I bring things on, and it's great. It has a great process with it, but I can't bring that all the way down here because I need room to do my fish stuff. So I think I'm probably just going to have to turn this laptop in and maybe get a stronger of a powerhouse so I can be able to stream 4K. We are having my mom, dad, grandma over. We got some balloons for Alana. The pictures of her are pretty cute, actually, but we got her a bunch of gifts, obviously. Some people, I think my wife's dad and grandpa and a few other relatives are coming over, and we're all just going to have people come hang out, eat some pizza, we'll have cake and ice cream, of course, and we're going to have the pool open so everyone can enjoy the pool tomorrow. It's going to be about like 80 degrees Fahrenheit here, so approach the kind words, P-Tag. Yes. Appreciate. Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, I really like the way that you're doing things with your fish room, and I can't wait to see the next video that you put out. Mine's getting old, but still plays some of the new games. Yeah, I mean, I think this laptop will probably play some of the games, but like some of the higher end stuff that has a big download, like as an example, like Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West is probably one of my favorite games to date, aside from the God of War series. And I don't think this laptop couldn't even keep up with it because of it being that big of a game. Thank you, Meeps, or I should say Tony Meeps. Hey, sent you a Facebook request. Fantastic. So yeah. Anyways, in a nutshell, what's we are married. Think of a comment swap in my Exploder. It's a whole job apparently. You and Jim would get along really well. He's very good at vehicles. Oh, that's perfect. Comes Diesel Explorer. That would be a serious powerhouse. One of these days, I'll show you guys my Mustang. I think I've shown, Curtis, I think I've shown you the Mustang, I think on my phone. I would have to look through it, but yeah. There is a guy on YouTube who knows how to do it. Let's see here. Yeah, there's something about a diesel engine that just makes you feel powerful. I'll put a diesel in the Mustang. How about that? That wouldn't turn a lot of heads. Yep. I'm not really picky. I'm a Ford or a Chevy guy. I guess I'm not real picky with vehicles. I used to be back in the day, but I'm not anymore. Um, uh-oh. Marie, should I text Ash and see if she can pop in here real quick? I wonder if Alana's in bed. Marie, I just text Ash since you're feeling lonely being the only girl in here. Salient, he wants to talk about his new high heels. You'd look good in high heels. I'd still support your channel even if you wore high heels. Not gonna lie. I'm like a mouse in here, scurrying about. I think the stream went well. I think I had oh, stop. I think hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Like I said, high heels would suit you. Let alone no, watch her do a short, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, P-Tech, this is for you," and you're gonna have a pair of high heels on while you're doing your water changes. You're gonna be like, "Just doing some water changes, nothing too fancy." You know, like you have your little cup of tea in your high heels. I don't know, that would be an interesting short. If you do that just for me, I would comment the crap out of it and laugh at the same time. Hey, there we are. Yeah, she's on party duty. Ash has been a real trooper since I've been working these last several nights, and she's been getting a lot of stuff together. So we'll be doing the finishing touches tomorrow and getting everything down to a T. Hey, there we go. Jesse says, let's stop talking shit. We can't be talking shit now that the wife is here spying on us. Yeah, that's crazy. Why? I always thought the same thing. A new F-150 day. Why does it have roll-up windows when your 30-year-old Explorer has power windows? Doesn't make any sense. Marie says, have a lovely day. Yeah, my wife is lurking and lurking. Oh, I believe that, Marie. I definitely believe that. But it's very fun, and we're excited. We're hoping that we get a good turnout. Last year we had some people that came in that we weren't expected, so maybe this will happen again. And fingers crossed that the weather holds up, because beginning of the week it said it was supposed to rain all day, and now they're taking the percentage down as the days progress. So I'm hoping that it doesn't rain tomorrow, so we can have a successful pool party. now that Ash is here, we got to talk about Bible stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey. Oh yeah. By the way, let's all say our, what do you call that when you're in those booths with the Catholic? You got to say your Hail Marys. we got to do that now that Ash is here. A Mini Cooper blower on the buggy. Holy smoke. Yeah, like in a confession. That's what it is. Thanks, Marie. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Yeah. Father's Son, Holy Spirit, confession. Amen. But yeah, no, we're really excited about tomorrow. It should be a good time regardless. I made sure to get all my water changes done and then kind of get things prepared, mow the lawn, and make sure everything looks nice. Ash has been cleaning the house and getting a lot of the preparations done. And then tomorrow we just got to get cake and ice cream and get some tables set up and then order the pizza. And then that'll be it. So I think we'll be all right. So I thought I would kind of end here. We're kind of hitting the hour and 45-minute mark. The most people I saw, I think, was around 20. That was earlier on in the stream. But I hope everything worked out. I hope everyone's okay with how everything worked tonight. Like I said, the beginning part, I was hoping 4K would work, but my laptop is not as much of a powerhouse as I anticipated. Which sucks because I really want to be able to do 4K live streaming. And for me to be able to do that, I'm going to need to be able to have the powerhouse for the laptop. Jesse, I think you started this conversation about vehicles because you were talking about vehicles and, a powerhouse. And I think that's what got everyone talking about vehicles. I think that's kind of funny how you started all this. Got to put this spicy ass bird in bed. Great live talk. All right. See you, man. Thanks for coming in. I'll be out here shortly too. So thanks, Jesse. We'll see you around soon. I'm still dyslexic. All right, Tony. It was a spicy ass bird. That's for sure. But anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you, Jesse and Curtis for hanging out, being a moderator. We didn't have any trolls or anyone cause any problems, so that worked out well. It's always nice to have you guys here. Marie, thanks for staying up with me, and of course Jesse and Curtis coming in to keep things flowing and to keep the conversations going and adding all the YouTube channels because I actually joined a couple other people and subscribed to their channels too. So, no Quaker Parrot. But I will go ahead and leave with you guys, and I will go upstairs and spend some time with Ash on any final preparations before we wake up tomorrow and do everything and have the party. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun, and I hope everyone enjoys the fish room too, because that was kind of part of the other than the tanks needed it for the water changes. I'm really hoping that everyone enjoys seeing everything and everything all pristine condition, and all the fish are happy and they're healthy and doing well. And I want to make sure to get all these lights off too before they think that the daytime's all the time. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for Meeps. Nice to know that your name's Tony, and everybody else. We're getting a list going. So it was a good suggestion, Marie, for having a notebook and paper to get everyone's name down. I'll have this handy whenever I do all my live streams. And in the meantime, I will leave you guys with this. Have a wonderful day, evening, night, and have a great day tomorrow. I'm going to be doing Alana's birthday party tomorrow, so I will not be available. And we'll think about doing a daytime stream on Sunday if I have time for it. So, yeah, you guys take care and have a good one.